Can you believe it? Someone obtained $800 worth of aviation rights through legitimate business activities and legal arbitrage. The airline searched through all the contract terms but found no way to deal with him. What's even more outrageous is that a portion of his costs were eventually paid for by the US government. How can a discounted chocolate cup priced at only 25 cents achieve a super high premium of 3,200%? Today, let's talk about this classic real arbitrage event that caused a sensation in Europe and America. The story takes place in May 1999 when the American health food company launched a customer feedback campaign. As long as you purchase 10 of its products and send a barcode back to headquarters, you can redeem 500 air miles. If the barcode is sent out before the end of May, the mileage can be doubled directly. Ordinary consumers only see this as a regular promotional activity, but a man named Phillips immediately discovered a loophole in the rules and saw a huge opportunity to make money. There is a key setting for this event. All products from the entire brand can participate, with no restrictions on product types, no limit on individual redemption, and no limit on participation times. Phillips immediately calculated that as long as he found the cheapest item under the brand, he could exchange it for valuable airline miles at an extremely low cost. He ran around various stores in the surrounding area to compare prices and finally found his target at a discount store, a clearance sale of a single cup of chocolate, which only costs 25 cents per cup and comes with an independent barcode, fully meeting the requirements of the event. Calculate the total cost of 10 cups of chocolate. It only costs $2.50. And after doubling the activity, it can be exchanged for 1,000 air miles. At that time, the estimated mileage given by the airline was about 2 cents for every 1 mileage. As we all know, the round trip airfare to Europe requires about 5,000 miles, and buying a ticket normally costs $800 to $1,000 US. However, using his method, the cost of exchanging for the same airfare is only $125 US, and the profit margin is clear at a glance. After confirming the feasibility of the plan, Phillips immediately began large-scale procurement. In just 3 weeks, he drove through all discount stores within a radius of 50 kilometers, sweeping away all the chocolate cups on the shelves. When the shelves were sold out, he directly contacted the store manager and booked all the boxes of goods in the warehouse. In order to avoid arousing suspicion from others, he falsely claimed to be hoarding emergency food. Over the course of 3 weeks, he bought a total of 12,550 cups of chocolate, and the garage at home was filled with cardboard boxes that stretched all the way to the ceiling. But the real trouble has just arrived. The activity clearly requires that a physical barcode must be set to be considered valid for redemption. More than 1,000 barcodes need to be manually torn off. He worked overtime with his family. Even though his fingers were blistered, he still couldn't meet the deadline. Just when he was at a loss, Phillips came up with a brilliant solution, and it was this operation that made the US government help him bear part of the expenses. He contacted the local charity and offered to donate 12,000 cups of chocolate, with the only condition being that volunteers from the organization help tear off all the barcodes completely and return them to him before the end of the month. The relief agencies themselves urgently needed food supplies and had a large number of idle volunteers, and the two sides hit it off immediately. Soon, all 12,000 complete barcodes were delivered to him. In addition, this donation also brings additional benefits. According to the tax laws of the United States at that time, donating materials to legitimate charitable organizations could be deducted from personal income tax, and the deduction amount was calculated based on the official retail price of the goods. This chocolate is officially priced at 89 cents per cup. Even if Phillips buys it at a low price of 25 cents, the tax department will still calculate it at the original price. Finally, he declared a tax deduction of $815, and the total investment of $340 was suddenly reduced to $235. Many people think that airline miles are just a free benefit given to passengers by airlines. But insiders are aware that miles are actually a virtual currency issued by airlines themselves and their core source of profit. The profit margin of airlines selling miles is frighteningly high. Major banks have launched airline co-branded cards which require banks to pay 2 to 3 cents to airlines for every mile redeemed. The issuance of mileage by airlines itself incurs almost no cost. When users exchange their mileage for tickets and services, the actual fulfillment cost of the airline is less than 0.5 cents, and the profit margin of this business can reach 300% to 500%. That's why a cup of 25-cent chocolate is worth $8 in mileage within the airline system, with a premium of 2,200%. The reason for such a big loophole in the rules is that this promotion was designed solely by the marketing department of the food company. They only estimated the activity cost of regular products and did not expect that someone would specifically pick up the cheapest products and use the rules for legal arbitrage. Next, Philips divided 2014-50 barcodes into two 5,000 OSEX envelopes with 10 barcodes per letter, corresponding to 1,000 miles. All were sent by registered mail while retaining complete shopping vouchers and logistics documents to ensure full compliance throughout the process. The parent company of the food company, Koenigsegg Group, quickly noticed this unusually large exchange request. When it comes to accounting, the finance department becomes foolish. The customer only spent over $3,000, but the company has to purchase mileage worth $25,000 to $37,500 from the airline. And Philips ultimately received over 1.25 million miles, corresponding to an aviation equity value of over $8,015 US, with an outrageously high return rate. The legal team of the group searched through the activity rules one by one, trying to find reasons for refusing to pay, but in the end, they all returned in vain. The rules are clearly stated: no restrictions on products, no restrictions on purchase prices, no restrictions on participation times, and no restrictions on redemption quantities. The other party complied with the rules throughout the entire process, and the event has ended. If the rules are changed temporarily and the exchange is refused, once sued, the company will undoubtedly lose. After sending out the materials, Philips' airline account remained inactive for several weeks. The customer service only replied that it was still under review. And his friends around him also advised him that big companies would definitely play tricks. Even he himself couldn't help but start to doubt. Until 2 months later, a huge package arrived at his home, neatly packed with 256 mileage redemption certificates, with a total mileage of 1.253 million. Conagra ultimately chose to fulfill the contract according to the rules. However, obtaining the certificate does not mean that the mileage can be directly credited to the account, and it also needs to go through the airline's anti-fraud audit. Philips made a split in advance, dividing a portion of the mileage into 3 airline accounts, with the vast majority deposited into American Airlines accounts. After submitting the application, the system was delayed and stuck for 3 hours. The risk control system at the airline headquarters, located 2,000 kilometers away, has issued a warning. It is too unusual for ordinary users to redeem millions of miles at once. The staff repeatedly verified that the certificate was genuine and valid, the operation was fully compliant, and there were no records of any violations in the account. In the end, it could only be approved. The investment of over $2,000 has resulted in a series of high-end benefits, such as lifetime priority boarding, free upgrades, and VIP lounge usage rights. When Philips refreshed the page and saw 1.037 million miles in his account, not only did all the benefits go to his account, but he also directly unlocked the airline's lifetime gold card membership. In August 1999, after this incident was exposed by the media, it instantly exploded across the internet. Everyone is discussing this legendary legal arbitrage. The outside world speculated that airlines and food companies would back out, but ultimately nothing happened. The brand only issued a brief statement stating that they will strictly fulfill their activity commitments. The incident is well known worldwide, and once it is reversed, the company's reputation will completely collapse. Since then, a travel arbitrage circle specializing in studying loopholes has also emerged overseas, and countless people have begun to search for opportunities in various activities. This incident also reminds all enterprises that when designing activity rules, they must not leave any loopholes. For ordinary people, this also shows us that understanding the rules can sometimes create unexpected opportunities.